Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Techno, your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today I'm here with a pretty big announcement video. So we did get invited into the NPL Minors. So I should probably say, first of all, big thank you to my friend Greg, who was the big reason I even got invited in the first place, or one of the big reasons. Big thanks to Trev, who let me in, and basically, so there was an opening in NPL Minors, and we did get it. We did replace a coach, Aster J, who was promoted to majors, so congrats to him. And we did make some changes to our team. So you guys can see my team right here. It's Tapabulu, Victini, Kaffa Grigus, Hippowdon, Mega Absol, Cresselia, Z Manaphy, Umbreon, Weezing, and Hitmontop. So uh, overall, it's an okay team. The team that he had before was probably a little bit better, but I wanted to change it up because there were a lot of things that I already used on that team that I didn't want to have to use again. And I wanted to just try out some new stuff, and I think this team is going to be more fun for me to use. We also did inherit a 3-1 record, which was really good because it was a lot better than the other replacement coaches did get, and I'm super excited to be in this league. It's been a big goal of mine to get into this league one day, so it's so thrilling for me to just be in it. But yeah, so we did start off 3-1 like I already said. So week 5 is going to be our first week, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So I will see you guys in a second. So we are coming in week 5 against my good pal Turgehi, or Turk, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, he's another replacement coach that was added in this season, so I'm super excited to play him. We did play in the CPC, which was a very fun game. I did lose 1-0, but it was a very good game. We fought pretty well. He fought better, obviously, because he did win. But yeah, we're looking for our revenge this week, and he does have a pretty scary team that's actually going to pop up right about now. So you guys are going to see he does have the Tapu Fini, Latios, which is his Zmon, Mega Pinsir, Dugtrio, Silvally, Superior, Swampert, Magnezone, Lanoon, Houndoom, and Garbodor. So very threatening team. Very nice defensive options as well as offensive options. Latios and Tapu Fini is a very good core. Dugtrio is a big threat to any team. And honestly, one of the biggest threats on his team to my team is going to be either that Mega Pinsir, which obviously just comes in and clicks attacks because I don't really have a flying resist on my team, and the Lanoon, because I did accidentally look over this and I got rid of my Cobalion. I traded it over, so that was a dumb mistake on my part, but either way it should be fine. I'm just trying to have fun while also trying. So I didn't want to use Cobalion basically, so yeah, that's why I got rid of it. But yeah, I gotta be very cautious of Lanoon. I gotta make sure it doesn't set up on anything. So I'm just gonna get right into the team that we do have. So the first Mon that we do have is going to be our Victini with Shed Shell, V-Create, U-Turn, Taunt, and Bolt Strike. Now, the reason I do have these attacks is because basically V-Create, it's pretty obvious, it just kind of nukes anything, except for the Swampert, and of course, Latios and Fini. Then I have U-Turn to get out on the Latios and the Swampert if I need to. Shed Shell obviously there for the Dugtrio. And now I'm running Taunt. Now obviously a V-Create will be able to kill a Linoon because it is just so powerful and Linoon is so frail. However, if he does get a Reflect Up, that's the only way he's going to be able to really set up on my team with his Linoon. If he gets up Reflect with Latios or Superior or whatever he wants to do it with, then Linoon can belly drum and just sweep through my entire team. So I really have to be cautious for that. This happened in a mock, so I did put Taunt on it. And then I have Bolt Strike for the Latios, for the Fini. I didn't run Energy Ball this week. I was going to, but I felt like Swampert probably wasn't coming. And even if it did, I did have some other responses and lures to it, which you guys are going to see in a bit. But yeah, Victini is very nice. It's a very nice wall breaker versus his team. Just kind of deals with a lot of stuff. Helps me with Superior, Magnezone, all of them. It kills Mega Pinsir, obviously. Silvally, it outspeeds with my EV spread right here, because I do outspeed 317. So yeah, Victini is just very solid this matchup, and I feel like it's kind of essential. I didn't want to bring Manaphy this week because I felt like it wasn't going to be doing a lot, because the attacks I need are Surf, probably Ice Beam, and Energy Ball, and that means I can't run Z Rain Dance with Tail Glow, and I kind of need that versus his team as well, so I just felt like it wasn't going to be worth it this week to bring it. But yeah, that's going to be our Victini for this week. So the next Pokemon that we did decide to bring is our Mega Absol with Sucker Punch, Knockoff Pursuit, and Thunderbolt. So a bunch of Dark Stab and then Thunderbolt to help with the Tapu Fini. I do have max attack, and then I'm also running a lot of speed, enough speed so that I outspeed the Okay, no, I ran the speed because the thing on his team that he's going to want to outspeed is going to be the Victini, and I didn't think he'd ever run more speed than he has to for that, so I just ran 331 to outspeed a 330 speed creep, so that was the idea for that. And you guys are going to see it was the right call in the battle. We'll get into that in later in the video. But yeah, so we do have our Absol. Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Pursuit are really just very good versus this team. He doesn't really have good dark resists besides the Tapu Fini, and I guess he can get his Silvally to resist, but that's probably about it. I have Pursuit so that I can deal with the Latios pretty easily. Latios is also something that will only hit 328 speed, more than likely. So the Absol is very nice for that. Pursuit means that I am able to come in with a lot of these other Pokemon that you guys are going to see in a sec. And then Thunderbolt is a nice lure for the Fini. I knock off the Fini, and then I can Thunderbolt on the switch in a couple of times if it wants to do that, and I can get off big damage on it, which is very nice. Helps me with a lot of my other Pokemon. So yeah, that's the idea behind this Mega Absol. So the next Pokemon that we are going to bring is going to be our Hippowdon. By the way, also Sucker Punch as a priority move is very nice versus him. Dugtrio does obviously not appreciate Sucker Punch. It does just die to it most likely. And then stuff like Superior also doesn't appreciate it. Latios doesn't if they were for some reason going to underspeed me. But yeah, it's mainly for the Dugtrio. Anyways, so yeah, Hippowdon is going to be our next mon. We have Stealth Rocks, Rock Slide, Whirlwind, and Slack Off with max HP, max defense. And this thing is kind of like set up rocks and respond to the big threats on his team. I couldn't run Earthquake this week because I need Whirlwind and Stealth Rocks and Slack Off and Rock Slide. Whirlwind I need for the Linoon because, like I said, I can't let it set up on anything, because if I do, then I'll literally just lose the game. So yeah, very big threat in prep. I was so nervous for it. Anyways, but yeah, defensive means that I do take hits from the Mega Pinsir fairly well, also from the Dugtrio, and even though I don't have an attack to hit the Dugtrio very well, I still beat it 1v1 more than likely unless he's Screech, and even if he is, I just Whirlwind it out, and then I can switch out myself, get rid of those defense drops, and yeah, I should be good to go from there. So yeah, Hippowdon is a pretty decent Pokemon this matchup. It's a rocker I needed to bring. And yeah, that's basically all there is to really say for Hippowdon. It synergizes well with the other things on my team. It is a little bit passive versus some of his mons like the Fini. Magnezone it's passive versus, but I don't expect Magnezone to come this matchup because I feel like I just have too much stuff on my team to deal with it too well. If it is gonna come, it's probably gonna be like Assault Vest so that it takes a hit from like a +3 Manaphy. But other than that, I just don't expect it at all. But yeah, that's going to be Hippowdon this week. So the next Pokemon that we did bring is going to be our Choice Scarf Tapu Bulu. Now, I learned in CPC that Choice Scarf Tapu Bulu is a little bit like worse than it's like it probably should be, I guess. But yeah, we do have Hornleech, Woodhammer, Mega Horn, and Zen Head. But it's very good this matchup though. I didn't run Superpower for the Magnezone because I didn't expect it to come, and I feel like he might have Garbodor with Rocky Helmet, and then Aftermath and whatever to try to deal with this. So I wanted Zen Headbutt on this thing just so I could get off big damage on it, like no matter what. But yeah, this thing's a very good cleaner, wall breaker. It just does everything it needs to do very well. No switch-ins really. No attack to hit the Pinsir, which is fine because I don't intend to use this thing to deal with the Pinsir. I have enough like other responses, and I feel like the attacks I have here are all pretty essential. Hornleech and Woodhammer are there because Woodhammer does help me get those crucial KOs on some mons, and then Hornleech helps me not lose to like the Fini and stuff, and then get in range of another attack. So yeah, that's the idea with this thing. My speed is so I do outspeed the Dugtrio. Pretty sure that's what I made it for, but yeah. Sorry, I have like hiccups right now, but yeah. That's going to be our Tapu Bulu this week. So the next Pokemon that we do have is going to be our Weezing. Now we do have a lot of speed, a lot of max HP, and 56 plus Spadef with Clear Smog, Toxic Spikes, Sludge Bomb, and Hidden Power Grass. I felt like Toxic Spikes were kind of essential this week. Although he does have the Garbodor, Toxic Spikes are very like they're pretty niche in terms of like dealing with Tapu Fini, because before it comes in, if I get up a Toxic Spike, that means it will get poisoned, and then the Misty Terrain goes up, so poisoning Tapu Fini is pretty crucial so that my Absol can do work. Clear Smog is there for, obviously, the Linoon. Like I said, I can't let anything let it set up. Sludge Bomb is there so that I deal big damage to the Fini or just anything else on his team, and then Hidden Power Grass there for the Swampert, because I don't really have enough for it, and if it does come, I don't want to be caught completely off guard. I don't have really recovery on this thing. I do have Black Sludge, but that's about it. I also don't have an attack to hit the Magna Zone, because like I said, I really don't expect it to come. But yeah, it's going to be Weezing this week. It's a nice Superior response. It's a good Dugtrio response. It just responds to a lot of things really well. It can take a hit from Mega Pinsir if it needs to in Clear Smog or Sludge Bomb, depending on how much HP it's at. Linoon it can take hits from, and everything else I should be pretty good versus. So the next Pokemon that we do have is going to be our final Pokemon, which is our Latios response, being in a low Raichu Z Umbreon with Wish, Protect, Baton Pass, Foul Play. Luckily, Baton Pass is indeed legal if you're running it as a momentum gaining move, as well as just only passing speed, so I did look out on that. I have a low Raichu Z on this thing because I don't want him to trick me with the Latios, and I feel like that's what he's going to try to do to beat me down with the Latios, and I just want to be able to switch up my moves no matter what, so I did run that. I'm confident that it's legal, because Jolt did run it on his thing in the in Majors. He ran it on his Rotom Wash, and even if it is illegal, I'm sorry. I think I checked before though, and I think it is legal because I'm not obviously running any Z moves on this thing. But yeah, that's going to be this. I do have the Spadef investment, so I don't get 2 KO by a Draco, I believe, from Specs Latios. And then everything else I should be fine. Versus, and I think that's also +1 Soldew Draco. I can take those and then recover back up with Wish and Protect. Baton Pass obviously there, so I don't just like lose a lot of momentum versus Fini, because I don't have the greatest Fini switch in, so I kind of want to also keep momentum versus that. And then my defense stat also pretty nice this matchup. So yeah, that's going to be the team, and I will get right into the battle. Alright, so here we are at team matchup, and you guys can see he did bring a pretty threatening team. He brought Mega Pinsir, Latios, Tapu Fini, Dugtrio, Superior, and Magnezone. Now, the first thing I noticed when looking at this team is that he did not bring the Linoon, which is absolutely incredible. That's like so big. I did kind of over prep for it, but I kind of had to because it was a humongous, just huge threat to my team. But yeah, everything else on his team is still pretty scary, but I do think I have enough responses to everything on his team to possibly come out with the W. He did bring the Magnezone over the Linoon, which really shocked me and kind of like frustrated me because I didn't think Magnezone would come, and now I don't really have a lot of coverage for it. I do have Zen Headbutt over Superpower on my Tapu Bulu, unfortunately. I don't even know why. But yeah, there we go. So that's going to be the team matchup. Now, looking at what he's going to lead with, I think that it's either going to be Tapu Fini or Superior, because I think he might expect a Hippowdon lead. So I'm going to lead off with my Weezing, because basically I don't want to lead off with my Bulu, because that means that I just lose to a possible Glare Superior. I don't lose to it, but I don't want to get glared. I don't have Heal Bell on my thing this week. My Umbreon, and also I think it would be pretty reasonable for him to bring Glare, because I do get rid of the Misty Terrain if that's going to be what does come up. So I'm just going to lead off with my Weezing, so we'll see if that works. I lead off with Weezing, and he does lead off with Latios. So right off the bat, I do just have a very good switch in. I do have my Umbreon, so I'm just going to go right into it, and here he does actually just go right for a Draco. And although I probably should heal this thing back up if I want to use it in this match, I'm actually just going to go right for a Baton Pass, as he does go into his Dugtrio. So I Baton Pass on out of there, and he was likely Sash based on that, and he was probably going to try to reversal me from there. So that's a pretty fair play on his part, but I don't want that to happen. So I'm actually going to go right for a Toxic Spike here, as he is going to go into his Magnezone. Now, I don't have Flamethrower on this thing, because like I said, I didn't even expect this thing to come. So I'm going to go right into my Umbreon, as he goes for the flash cannon, and that damage right there tells me that he's either specs or analytic, just based on how much damage he did. And I go for wish here, and he goes for a signal beam, and I lose my Umbreon, so that's fine. I kind of expected to lose Umbreon that turn, however, if I do pursue the Latios, I should be pretty fine versus it. So now I can get a free switch into my Victini, and I can basically just nuke something if I so choose to. And I go right for the U-turn here as he goes into Feeny, but he does have the eject button. So Feeny's poisoned, but now it's like he should know that I am Shed Shell, so he does go for Pursuit. So very good play on his part, because he did expect me to be Shed Shell, and he just got off big damage on me. So now I can go for the Stealth Rocks, and I can see what his Defogger is. If it's this Latios, I should be fine. No, actually, I go for Whirlwind that turn. And now I'm going to get up my Stealth Rocks. I'm pretty sure that's what I do. Yes, it is what I do. So now I'm expecting this thing to be the Defogger, but that's fine. I can get up my hazards versus a lot of other things. So I just go for Rock Slide, and I get off a little bit of damage on this thing. Not too much, obviously. And now he does switch here, which was kind of strange, but I go for Slack Off. Yeah, it wasn't strange, it was a good play. I go for Slack Off because I know I take a Draco and then I just get it all back, and I shouldn't be able to get 2-hit KO by anything else but the Draco, so I just go for that. And now I have to go into my counter to this thing, which is the Wheezing, as he does go for Taunt, which is fine, because that just means I can Sludge Bomb. But I don't actually Sludge Bomb. I double into my Tapu Fini. No, I double into my Hippowdon. I think predicting something. I don't even know. But yeah, I did double into it, and now I am in a bad position, but he does get Poison, Sandstorm, everything, and he just taunts. He has Taunt on a lot of things, like I had Taunt on my Victini, so yeah, kind of cancels out. No, not really. I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I have to go into my Bulu on this thing, and now Bulu just kind of gets one. So here I do go for Wood Hammer, and I do do big damage on the Latios. Now, a couple of things here. So basically, I believe he hasn't switched up his moves yet. I'm pretty sure. So there's a couple of reasons I am going to switch out here. So one, I know that he could possibly be Scarfed with like HP Poison or Ice Beam or whatever. I don't want to take damage on this thing. And two, if I kill this thing, he goes into the Dugtrio, and if he's like Sash, Sludge Wave, or just whatever, that's a big problem for me, because I can't really take too much damage on this thing. So I'm actually going to make the play into my Absol, because I know he's not going to click Draco here, and then I'm able to either get big momentum or anything else. But yeah, he does actually double into his Magnezone, so that would have taken big damage if I did go for the attack, but I didn't, so it's no biggie. But yeah, I'm just going to go right out into my Hippowdon, and since it's analytic, I know I'm just going to be able to take the next Flash Cannon, which is fine. So here I'm actually just going to slack off, as he is going to go. No, I go for Stealth Rocks here, because I don't really need Hippowdon too much anymore. I'm still trying to offensively check the Pinsir, if I can. But yeah, now I just go into my Weezing, and he does miss Leaf Storm, which sucks, but I do take 2 at that range, and then I either Clear Smog, Sludge Bomb, or just whatever I need to do. And now I know he's going to go Magnezone, so I double into my Victini here. So that was a good play on my part. And now it's obvious he's going to sack the Latios, so I just switch out there and go into my Hippowdon, because that means that when he sacks Latios, he can't come in with the Dugtrio. So yeah, I just got to keep on playing well, and I think that it should all play out from there. So now I'm going to go right back into my Bulu, which is kind of dumb on my part, because it is very predictable. And he goes for Ice Beam, does quite a bit of damage, but not enough, obviously. So here we're actually just going to click the Horn Leech. And now that I do have my Stealth Rocks up, I feel free to click any of these attacks, because it means that Dugtrio will have its Sash broken if it is indeed Sash. So now I get my Horn Leech back, I get a lot of HP back, and now we are in a still good position. So I have a feeling he's going to Thunderbolt there, because my Victini is a pretty easy switch in from there, because he's probably going to Flash Cannon. So I go into my Hippowdon, actually, so I have to get these plays right, like I said. And yeah, we do get that right. I double here into my Victini. And now it's another turn where I can just click U-turn. And he's going to Synthesis, as I am going to U-turn. And that's going to take a little bit of damage, not too much, but V-Create does definitely kill. So I just go into my Wheezing, and now I am able to get up my Toxic Spikes again, because I know he's going to go into his Magna Zone. No, I actually go for Sludge Bomb. On this turn, I'm going to get up my Toxic Spikes again, because basically, after Toxic Spikes, I am able to kill the Pinsir with a Thunderbolt from my Mega Absol after it Mega Evolves. So that's kind of my game plan from here. Mega Absol can just win this game if I do enough damage. And here I'm just going to sack off my Wheezing, because I don't really need it anymore. It did its job, got up Toxic Spikes, and then just whittled things down, kind of, not really. But yeah, so now I'm going to go into my Victini. I'm going to click U-turn again, and I'm going to get this kill with my Mega Absol, because he doesn't have a switch in to a knockoff anymore, so I'm just going to click knockoff, and yeah, this Tapu Fini is going to drop. So now, at this range, he does still live a hit with the Magna Zone, but if he's max HP like I calced, he has an exact 50-50 chance of living it after he comes back in on Stealth Rock. So I'm just going to switch here. I have to force him to go for an attack. He has no reason not to Flash Cannon here, but it's fine. I can just sack my Hippowdon. He gets a crit, doesn't really matter though. And now I go into my Victini, and I'm just going to click the V-Create. And I'm going to kill this Superior. So that's nice, but then that means that he is just going to be able to go into his Pinsir. I knew Pinsir was the play there, because if he went into anything else, I would have just probably won the game from there. If you went into Dugtrio, that is. But yeah, Pinsir's going to come out here, click return, and now it's my Tapu Bulu and my Mega Absol. So, basically, I know that he has no reason to risk me being Stone Edge. The way I've played this whole game, it seems like I'm going for the game with my Mega Absol, so I know he's going to switch here. Like, it's more than likely. So I probably could have clicked Pursuit. No, there's no reason for me to, because he comes back in on rocks, and then I do enough damage to him to the point where he is going to, I do enough damage to him to the point where he's going to take the, get taken out by the Thunderbolt or the knockoff or anything I want to go for. So I know he's going to switch here, and he does go into the Magna Zone, which is nice for me. So I go for Thunderbolt because I kind of have to. And, like, I thought he'd switch there, but on the off chance he didn't, I just needed damage off on that. I needed damage off on that thing for any chance to win the game. But yeah, knockoff going to come out here, and now he's guaranteed in range. And yes, he was indeed Assault Vest. So now it's a pretty big turn in the battle. My idea for these turns is going to be, if he is a sub Dugtrio, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to keep on clicking Sucker Punch, and then I'm going, trying to remember. So basically, I don't lose to Earthquake. I don't die to Earthquake from this range. So it's going to come down to, if I kill this Dugtrio and he does get an Earthquake off on me, if he subs or anything, then what's going to happen is I'm going to, have to outplay a Mega Pinsir, and he might be faint. So that's something I had in mind. I Sucker Punch, and it kills the Dugtrio. Basically, he calced the thing wrong. He calced the Dugtrio as if it was something else, I believe. So that meant the Sucker Punch didn't kill in his calc, so he didn't actually risk the 50-50 chance for him to knock off, which probably would have been his better play, but it makes sense. It sucks how that happened. But yeah, I know I don't die to crit quick attack, so I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt, and I'm going to kill the Mega Pinsir, and we do pick up our first W, so that's very nice. GG to Turk, he played very well. I think I played this game pretty well. There were a couple of mistakes, but I think that overall, I just put on the pressure I needed to. I played cautiously. I knew what moves he's going to go for. I made the right predictions, made the right calls, and yeah, it kind of all paid off in the end. So next week we are going to be playing Ace of Base, who is also in our conference. We are on top of our conference right now, so that's going to be a pretty big game and an exciting game. So super looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.